Okay, hello. How's everybody doing? Uh, I'm going to be talking to you. Hopefully, I'll be making several videos on the millennial reign of 1,000 years of Christ. I'll be giving you some scriptures, or at least pointing you in the direction of some scriptures. And I will be also speaking from what I believe God has shown me through dreams and whatnot concerning the millennial reign, or the 1,000-year reign of Christ. Boy, we are in for a doozy. I mean, you're going to experience freedom like you never imagined. I would try to explain the freedom that you'll have, but there are people that are watching. I think it might be too much for them. But if I was sitting with you face to face, I would explain the kind of freedom that you can expect in the millennial reign. It's freedom that you probably you couldn't imagine here. As a matter of fact, I'll put it like this. Excuse my allergies. I'll put it this way. The things that would be illegal here, or unlawful here now in this world, in this present time, will not be then. Okay? Not only that, we will not be governed as Christians, as God's children. We will no longer be governed by the law. Okay? Our flesh is under the law right now. Our spirit man is not. Okay? Our spirit man is not. But our flesh is. And if you don't believe me, just break a law and you find out. Your spirit physical man is going to come under punishment. Any law, I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's overeating, any physical, biological laws, any laws, judicial laws. You break those laws, your physical man is going to come under the repercussions of that law, for breaking that law. Now, your spiritual man is always free. Your spiritual man is never in bondage. Your spiritual man has been reborn again, and it's not under any law. I think you can find this in the spirit of the law. Let me see. Wait. Galatians 5, I believe, talks about the spirit, the flesh lusteth after the spirit. Okay, the spirit man is free. The flesh is not. All right. So, but in the millennial reign, your physical man, or your spiritual body, and your spiritual man will be totally free. And the laws that we're under now, we will not be under then. Okay? So, just in a nutshell, that's the kind of freedom you should expect. All right. But let me back up here a little bit and talk to you about the millennial reign. Need to get a little more light on my face. Okay, now, if you go to Revelation, now I will be speaking a lot out of what I believe God has taught me through dreams, okay? I would not have never learned anything about the millennial reign. I would not have never known. I would not have never had any idea what the millennial reign of 1,000 years consists of, except through dreams. And then I had to go to the Bible and find what I had dreamt in the Bible. Okay? Now, if you go to Revelation, the 20th chapter, and the 19th chapter and the 20th chapter, it shows us that when Christ is returning back to earth, he's going to rule and reign the earth for 1,000 years. And thrones were given to the saints as well to rule and reign. The Bible says that there will be armies that will follow Christ back to earth on white horses also. Okay? We will have thrones also. Christians will rule and reign also on thrones. They will judge the world also. There's another scripture that says, oh man, I can't think of these scriptures. In those 2 chapters it talks about Jesus Christ ruling the earth with a rod of iron. Well, in Revelation, I think the 3rd chapter, I forgot. Christians will be given a rod of iron to rule the earth. Now, I've never actually seen that rod of iron, but in many visions I've had, I saw myself going into some type of conflict with some type of instrument in my hand. Okay, now whether or not we will literally have a rod of iron or some type of instrument, I'm not sure. But I do know this rod of iron, what it actually means is that the rules that are laid down to be followed will not bend at all. Okay? There will be no fluctuation in the rules. If you are struck with a rod of iron, it's likely that iron is not going to bend. Okay, or if you're struck with steel, which steel is iron. But if you're struck with that iron, it's probably not going to bend. If it's strong enough, if it's strong enough. And so the rules that's going to be laid out in the millennial reign for the mortals, not the immortals, not us, for the mortals, we're not going to give in 1 inch to them. I'm going to give you an example now. Listen, these are the things that God have taught me about the millennial reign. The Bible said that one of the 10 commandments is thou shalt not lie. Okay? Lying will not be permitted in the millennial reign. It will not. They will not, and this is why a lot of people are going to be so angry in the millennial reign. Because they will not be allowed to do a lot of the things that they used to do. Okay? They will not be allowed to do those things. They will not be allowed to break the 10 commandments and just walk off as if nothing happened. They will not be allowed to commit adultery or lie or steal and just walk away as if nothing happened. That will not happen. That's not the way it's going to be in the millennial reign. Everybody's going to follow the rules and they can keep the 10 commandments. They're going to be forced to keep the 10 commandments. All right? I'm going to give you, this is what I believe God was showing me. Now the Bible said that not only will we rule the earth, but we are going to judge angels. Not only will we judge angels, we're going to judge men as well. We will rule and reign with Christ, with Christ. With. It did not say under him, it said with. That's a difference. Okay? Now that doesn't mean we're going to be a higher rank than him. Of course not. We will never be a higher rank than the master. But we will rule right along with him. What that means is he will be in agreement with us and we will be in agreement with him. If we make a decision about something, he's going to say, cool, that's good. No mortal will be able to go before Jesus Christ and say, hey, your saint or your Christian man did this and thus to me and I don't like. Jesus Christ is going to say, hey, if that's what he decided, that's final. Okay, this is what my Christian man or my person decided, that's final. Christ is going to be in agreement with us. We're going to be in agreement with him. Whatever decision we make, he will agree. Whatever decisions he make, we will agree. That's what it's saying, mean about ruling with Christ. Okay? Now, getting back to this, the commandments will be kept. They will be forced. People will be forced to keep the Ten Commandments. And this is why so many people are going to be so angry, because their hearts will not be changed. Okay? But yet they will be forced to do what is right. Now, this is what I've been seeing. See, Christians will have the ability to teleport. I will be able to, I've seen this many times. You, I, that will be ruling with Christ in the millennial reign, we will have the ability to appear here or there at will, wherever we want. I could appear in your house, doesn't matter what you're doing, because the earth will be mine. Okay? The Bible said the meek shall inherit the earth. The earth will be mine. I will be free to do as I will. If I want to pop up and appear in your house, no matter what you're doing, I can do that if I choose to do that. But now we're not going to be preoccupied with menial, devilish stuff. That's not what I'm saying. But when the time comes to do something like that, and if it's necessary, we're going to do it. Now, this is the kind of example he was giving me about forcing people to keep the Ten Commandments. I'll just give you an example. So, say, for instance, a man and a woman, they're in their own house, minding their own business. And the woman asked the man, say, hey, did you take that money out of my purse the other day? Okay, listen. And then he lies and say, no, I did not. Now, you would, with the crown of, I talked a little bit about the crown of rejoicing, the crown of righteousness, the crown of this, crown of that. But when you have the crown of life is going to give you the ability to hear anything in the universe. The crown of life is going to give you the ability to see any distance in the universe. The crown of life is going to give you your five senses is going to be so, they're going to work perfectly. You're going to be able to see wherever you want to see, hear whatever you want to hear, smell whatever you want to smell, feel whatever you want to feel, even though you're not there. The crown of life is going to give you this ability. So when the man lies to his wife, this is the kind of stuff we can expect in the millennial reign. When he lies to his wife and say, no, I did not take the money from your purse. Well, he lied. He broke one of the Ten Commandments. Well, I will hear that. And I know exactly where I know exactly where he will be. I will teleport from my place to his place. Now, if you break the Ten Commandments, any of the Ten Commandments, your punishment is death. That's the punishment. But God is going to still show mercy, grant mercy to those in the millennial reign at the beginning of the millennial reign, because a lot of people will still be carnal. But as we move further into the millennial reign, breaking the Ten Commandments will not be tolerated. If you break one of those, like say 500-600 years into the millennial reign, when all the mortals will be dead anyway by that time, okay, that was born before Christ came. But there are going to be people that's going to be born in the millennial reign. They're going to be born of the seeds of the sons of God. Okay, your seed, my seed, the immortals. Okay, so the people that's going to be born in the millennial reign from our seeds, they will be called the sons of God, or the sons of the gods. They will not have an excuse for breaking any Ten Commandments. Okay, if they break the Ten Commandments, they're out. Just like Satan and his angels, they're going to be out. But the people that were born before the millennial reign and went into the millennial reign, and they're still carnal, God is going to show them, going to grant them some grace, still, even then. So let's say if the man lied to his wife, said, no, I did not take the money from your purse. He lied. I heard him. I may be 20, 30, 40, 50 miles away on the other side of the planet doing something else. I heard him. But I will teleport. I will appear right in his house. This is what God was showing me, I believe, how we're going to not only judge men, but judge angels. Not only judge angels, but judge men. I will appear right in his house, and I will punish him for telling that lie immediately. It will not be something delayed like it is now, where people are under grace and their punishment is delayed. You know, like even in prison, a man commit murder. We know he did it, got him on camera, and then yet we don't execute him for 20 years later. No, we're not. That's not going to be happening anymore. They will receive their punishment immediately. Now, I will appear right in his house, right in front of him, and I will punish him as I will for telling that lie. Okay? And I will not bend one iota, not 1 inch. And he will have to repent of that lie, be truthful to his wife right at that very moment. And what I was saying is I could punish him as I will. I just saw myself just slapping him really hard. And of course, he would probably say, "Hey man, what's going on? What's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah." And I would continue to punish him until he get the message. Do not lie. Okay? And this is how it's going to be done in the millennial reign. You are going to judge men as you will. Okay, now some people will show more mercy, say, than I, or I might show more mercy than you. But however we choose to judge them, this is how God is going to grant it. Okay? So I will punish him until and it will be immediate. It will not be something delayed. I will punish him until he confess his sin before his wife. Now, he's not going to like that. He's going to hate that very much because his heart will not be changed, but he will be forced to do what is right. Okay? So this is what you can expect. Now, there are going to be some people, some people still might be stealing in the millennial reign. Well, you'll know it and you'll see it, and you will appear right there. You will be right there when they do it, and you will punish them as you see fit. You will determine whether or not, hey, were you hungry or what? But see, it won't be no excuse to be stealing in the millennial reign, because God, the Lord, is going to provide all our needs. He's going to provide everything. There won't be an excuse. So if you want to put that person to work for stealing, or you want to just incarcerate him for stealing, or you want to take him out and thrash him for stealing, you'll be able to do that. Okay? Whatever you decide to do. So this is something that is coming in the millennial reign when you rule and reign with Christ. And if you decide to thrash him, that's fine. Nobody's going to be able to go before Christ and say, "Hey, you're one of your men thrashed me. That's immoral and that's inhumane and all that." No, not like it is today. You will punish him as you will. Okay, so that's one thing we can expect in the millennial reign. There are so many things we can expect. For instance, there's a lot. I should have wrote this stuff down because it's a lot. But the millennial reign is not going to be like we think. There's still going to be warring in the millennial reign. You're still going to have to war in the millennial reign. You're still going to have to fight. Okay, you're still going to have to fight. You're still going to have that. Someone is going to have to secure society. Okay, Jesus Christ is going to be in Jerusalem. He's not going to be here in the United States. But what he's going to do, we will meet him in the air, and we will go to be in Jerusalem with him. Probably the marriage supper will take place in Jerusalem, I believe. I did have quite a number of dreams about the marriage supper, but I didn't get a whole lot out of it, but I knew it was the marriage supper. And I asked the Lord, I said, "Where is this?" And he said, "It's in Israel." Okay, it's in Israel. So you're going to still have to war in the millennial reign. Somebody's going to have to be in charge of security. Now, my occupation was I was in charge of sanitation. Okay, that was one of my assignments, was sanitation. I had to make sure the water stayed clean. Somebody's going to have to make sure the water stay clean, the environment stay clean. Now, we're going to see to it that this happen, but God is going to also use animals to do this. At the beginning of the millennial reign, when it first started, this is what I saw. I saw animals They were all the animals, raccoons, possums, or just whatever. They were in the countryside, and they were picking up trash, all the cans, paper, cigarette butts, all that junk. Okay, they were picking this stuff up, and they were bringing it to the side of the roads. All the animals. Okay, you know, the animals in the millennial reign are going to be different than what they are now. You're going to be able to communicate with animals in the millennial reign, just like it was in the beginning of time. Adam and Eve were able to communicate with the animals in the Garden of Eden. We will be able to do the same thing. So the animals are going to be cleaning up the countryside and cleaning up our communities. They're going to be bringing trash out for the people to pick it up and go dispose of it. I saw the animals, and I believe even the fish in the water, a lot of the trash is in the water, in the oceans. They're going to bring it up, and they're going to bring it up where people can get it and dispose of it. So it's going to be quite easy for a lot of people, okay? Because, you know, now we are very careful to litter. We're very careful not to litter. You know, a kid could just eat something and throw the paper down and just walk away. Well, what we'll have in the millennial reign is birds. Birds are going to see that, and they're just going to swoop down, pick it up, and go put it in the trash. So you really won't have to worry too much about if you drop something. The animals are going to clean it up. The birds are going to pick it up. They're going to take it and put it in the trash. Okay, so that's another thing you can expect during the millennial reign. Okay, the animals are going to be cooperating, but before the millennial reign, animals are going to be crazy. You can expect that too. Before the millennial reign, animals are going to be crazy. They're going to be attacking people. Okay, just before the millennial reign. And now if this video cut off, it's because I need to create some space on my phone. I just got to get me a better phone. But anyway, the animals are going to be helping us keep the environment clean. Now, one of my assignments in the millennial reign is going to be sanitation. I will be in charge of sanitation. And I will be in charge of keeping water clean. Okay, we had some type of boats or something would be going up and down the rivers and lakes and stuff, and it'll be cleaning up water. Now I saw the water in all the lakes and rivers now. The water was so clean you could actually drink from it. Okay, you could see straight down to the bottom of those lakes and rivers. The water is going to be so clean. All right, and in these waters, there's not going to be the kind of creatures that you see now, but you're going to have many, many different colors of fish, turtles, just all array of just different beautiful colors. So it is with the wild animals. When you go out to the desert, a lot of our desert places right now, our deserts are going to be blooming with trees and pools of water. And the animals there are going to be very colorful. They're just red, orange, you know, just bright, beautiful, bright colors. That's going to be in our deserts now. It's going to be in our deserts, and so the animals are going to play a major part in the millennial reign. And of course, you will not have to worry about animals attacking you. You can own a lion, a leopard, or whatever, and you won't have to ever worry about them attacking you. But I was in charge of sanitation, getting back to that, helping keeping the water clean. I was also in charge of security. Okay, I don't know. Many times God showed me I was engaging in some type of conflict with not only men, but giants. We will have giants in the millennial reign. There will be giants in the millennial reign. And you will have to engage in combat with some of these beings. As long as they don't cause problems, then they're going to be allowed to exist among us. Okay, in one instance, there was this hybrid girl. She was living among us, and I thought she did something, or something was reported that she did something out of place, and I confronted her about it, and she was afraid. She was a hybrid human. She was mixed human and fallen angel human and something. I don't know what it was. But I confronted her about it now, and she was afraid, and I told her, I said, don't cause any problems. If you do, I'm going to have to lock you up. So some of us will be in charge of security, and some of us will be in charge of many different things. And so, yeah, I saw myself engaging in combat with giants. And now, in some cases, and I would run into a situation that was actually more than I could handle with a giant or with a person or an alien. Okay, there will be stragglers, alien stragglers. After Satan is bound for 1,000 years, some of his followers will still be straggling. Okay, they will be behind. Okay, Jesus Christ is going to bind the Antichrist. Okay, when he come back, right? That's his menace. That is his menace. Michael the archangel is going to bind Satan. Right? That's his menace. Okay? And you will have one. We will have one. Okay? We're going to have to bind fallen angels. Okay? We're going to have to bind fallen angels and demons and whatnot. We're going to have a nemesis. That's the word I'm looking for, a nemesis. Jesus Christ will have his nemesis, which is the Antichrist. Gabriel will Michael will have his nemesis, which is Satan himself. They're going to put them in the bottomless pit. You will have yours. Now I'm going to tell you about something God showed me once. I was in the millennial reign. And all the buildings in the millennial reign are going to be made brand new. All of them. Everything is going to be new. There would be no old buildings anywhere. So I was approaching this beautiful building. It was really beautiful. The architectural structure and all that was really beautiful. And I went in this side. It was a school, and there was this young man in there. And it took me a very long time to understand this dream, because this is not something that was ever taught me. This is not something I heard anybody else teach. It took me a long time to understand this dream. But I went in this building, and there was this young man in there and this young lady there. And the young lady was quite attractive. She was very attractive. And the young man saw me. And I believe he was a descendant or a offspring of the immortals. Okay, he was an offspring of the immortals. He will not have the same authority as, say, I. I will be actually a son of God, and my eternal, immortality will be sealed. His will not. Okay, even though he may be a son of one of ours, his immortality will not be totally complete. Okay, he will have to remain sinless. Okay, but anyway, I went into the school and he was there. His girlfriend was there, and for some reason now, listen, Satan had already been bound. Michael had bound him. The Antichrist had already been bound and thrown into the lake of fire. But there are going to be stragglers, okay? So it took me a long time to understand his dream. But I went into this school, and there was this beautiful young lady and this young man. They had been courting each other and in love with each other. And so this young man, all of a sudden, he flipped his lid, and he thought I was there to take his woman. This is what he said. He got a little irate with me, and he said, "You here to take my woman?" And I was like, "Man, I'm not here to take your woman." See, he was deceived. Now, I know the Bible said that the deceiver will be bound for 1,000 years, which is the Antichrist and Satan. But there are going to be fallen ones that was under Satan, that will not have been bound yet. That's going to be your job, my job, to sweep up the trash, the leftovers. And so he was a little irate with me because he thought I was there to take his woman. Now I told him I'm not here to take your woman. In the millennial reign, y'all, you're going to have this freedom to date who you want. Okay, if you and that person, that's another subject, and I'm trying not to get into digress too much into this and that and this and that. I'm trying to stay with what I'm talking about. But in the millennial reign, you will have the right to date. You will have the permission to date who you want. But I told him, I said, I'm not here for your woman. But I knew I was there for something. God had sent me there for something. Sure enough, this man, this Caucasian man appeared, and he was a devil. He looked like an ordinary human, though. But he was a devil, man. He was there. He had deceived that young man into thinking that I was there to take his woman. But anyway, that was a little struggle between me and him. And I grabbed him. I don't remember. I don't remember the exactly what happened, but I grabbed him, and I put his hand behind his back and like in handcuffs. But before this happened, listen. Before this happened, this is the kind of power and abilities we're going to have. Before I put him in handcuffs, he grew. He grew like, I don't know, 5-6 times what he was. You know, and so I did it right along with him, because God is going to give us the ability to match anything anybody do. I grew right along with him. And when he saw that wasn't going to work, then he came back down to his normal size, and so did I. But anyway, we tussled a little bit, and I eventually got him in handcuffs. And right in front of me, I waved my hand, and it appeared, what appeared there was like a pit. It was a fiery pit. And it opened up. And I put him in that fiery pit.